Hi there guys, welcome to another one of my videos, and today what I'm going to be talking about is how to start cosplay. Now before I get started, I'm aware that I haven't done videos as consistently as I said I would. I know I didn't do one last weekend. I was very busy doing my Halo armor and, well, college work, and because I have a life obviously, so obviously I'm not going to be actually doing everything for YouTube. So on to the main thing. What I'm going to be talking about, like I just said, is how you're going to start cosplay. And there are many methods for this, but I find that many people actually have trouble trying to find out how to start this. So the first method I'm going to talk about is buying your costume or getting the parts for it. Buying your costume can be cheap, it can be expensive, depending on where or how you try and get it together. Now, if you try and buy the full costume, like from people whose job it is to make these costumes and sell them, it's most likely to be expensive. But if you buy little pieces, bits and there, and then collate them to make your own costume, it's going to be much less cheap. So say if you wanted to do a soldier, like this for example, then you can find that your costs will be you'll find that your cost can be relatively reduced. So for the costume I have here, I had this done for a film I was going to do. We didn't actually get it done in the end because we found out there's a few problems, and so we might do this sometime later. How much this cost me? I don't know overall, but I can tell you that these, so the elbow pads and the knee pads, which I don't actually have on at the moment, they cost me about just over 10 quid, so that was relatively cheap. The rest, well, obviously I've got this for Christmas, so I haven't actually taken off all the blue parts of it yet, just to make it more authentic. But this, luckily I got it for Christmas like I just said, so I didn't have to actually spend anything on it. The submachine gun I have here, that didn't cost me much either, it must have been about 8 quid or something. The MP5, that was very cheap. This was 8 quid for something as really as good as this. And yes, I was very happy to get it so cheap. I think it was even maybe 7 quid. The pistol, that was about 5 quid, seeing as it's a cheap airsoft toy that I actually spray painted. And the other gun, if you want to add more sci-fi, is this, which is a painted Rapid Strike CS6, I think it's CS6, with a drum mag and some other custom attachments to it. So yeah, the look is pretty good with this. I do have a helmet, which I don't know where the hell that's gone. I had a ski helmet, a mask, so that's a mask here. I do have a mask still, and I had goggles to go with it. I don't know where they've gone. But I also lately, for airsoft, I bought this tactical helmet. That's somehow broken already. The little clip came off it. But that goes well with the costume as well. This one, that was quite expensive actually, maybe it might be 15 quid or something, but that's pretty cheap anyway for something like this. And so yeah, so just if you want to create a costume and you want to make it relatively cheap to do, then go and find different pieces, put them together, and you can find and get a very good look for a relatively low price. And that's what I did here for my soldier costume, and I didn't know how it would work out, but I just used my imagination, and this is how it goes. Now I also got to mention that this isn't even the full costume. I've got loads of stuff I added on before. As you can see in this picture here, and the other ones I'm showing, that I had a lot more for the costume, boots, knee pads, all that added to the look of the costume. Well, it's got loads of other props, like the AK-47, that was 8 quid, again, very, very cheap. And that's the kind of thing you're looking at if you want to get a soldier costume, but the same principles apply to anything else. If you want to get a costume together, if you have the money and you want to get a really high quality costume, then great. But if you don't have the money, then this is a very alternative, cheap method of getting your costume together. So the other thing I'm going to talk about is building a costume or using your skills to make it from scratch. Now I'm going to give you a heads up. This is going to take a whole lot more time to make a costume, depending on what you're doing. As you can see from the pictures I'm showing now, this costume I haven't even finished yet. It's taken me 3 months to get so far. And the other one, hopefully you've seen this one, is the Invictus armour. The first armour set I did, that took me a whole year. Now bearing in mind that was on and off kind of work production. I didn't do that. I didn't keep going with that because I had work, so I had to stop production every now and then. Other ones, this is not my area, but other ones that may use like fabrics, that kind of thing. This is probably for anime. That I suspect that's going to take quite a while as well, but don't be put off by that, because the best thing about building any costume is that when you've got it done, and especially if you take it to a convention, it's going to be the best feeling ever. And of course, when I finished my first one, I thought to myself, well, I'm actually going to build another one, because I actually loved the result so much. The amount of work you put into a costume, and then see all that work collate into one amazing project, is absolutely amazing. It's not something you can describe in words, really. It's something you can be. I can definitely say I was really proud of it when I was finished. And I was going to say, well, I was going to finish up production with the second costume and not take it from there, but I've already got designs for a third, maybe fourth costume as well, Destiny, Halo. It's just so much fun. And people might ask me, well, how do you have the willpower to keep going on with, keep doing this, because it obviously takes such a long time. Well, it's just something that you've got to have the will to do. If you know you've got the will to make a costume, then go ahead. But if you think that you've got, you might have problems like trying to keep going with this kind of thing, you have motivational, your motivations aren't always going to be high, then maybe have a go at something that's not going to take you as long. Maybe have a go at making some kind of weapon from scratch and see how you fare with that. If you don't have the motivation to get through something like that, then you might have to reconsider doing an actual costume. Now, I don't mean to sound like really nasty about this. I'm just giving out the facts. I'm just giving you a heads up. That's what you got to take in mind. That one of the things you really do need is to have some really good motivation and willpower to get through with this. Now, of course, you're not going to be on your own when you're trying to do this. Loads of other people have made costumes before you, so you're not going to be the first one to have a go. So I'm going to put in the description below, I am going to put a few links down to some really good Facebook groups like United Plot Builders, Cosplay UK. There's some really good start for finding the right area you need to try and help you with this kind of thing. There are plenty of tutorials online which will help you. And obviously, if you post in any of these groups, these people are all friendly, they won't hesitate to help you, so it's very good for when you want to start. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is what can you do with your cosplay once you've actually done it. There's plenty of conventions out there. Go out, look over EMCon, DragonCon, MCMCon, which is I think's coming out in February. I won't be able to make it to that, but definitely come to EMCon if you're considering going to any conventions, because you'll see me there. And definitely my buddies and some other Halo cosplayers too. And if you can't make it to any conventions, sort your own thing out, get a group together. Things like Halloween, anything like that, they're great occasions to go out and go out in your costume, because it's the best feeling ever. I personally haven't gone to any conventions yet, but even I went out last Halloween in my Invictus armour paintball set. And it was a great feeling. People congratulate you on your armour, so you get the credit you deserve. And it's just great going around and, all that effort you've made, you can actually use it outside of production process and go out in it, do whatever, make films. I'm doing a film, personally, when I've got my next Halo armour set done. So yeah, literally, just go with the flow, do whatever you want with your cosplay, and then when you've done it, just make use of it. So I apologise if there are something important issues I haven't raised in this video. If you want me to mention anything in the next video I do, just to help you guys out, then just put it in the comment section below. And in other case, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll show you videos in the future. Stay tuned.